message. Eyes are opened, ears are open, hearts are enlightened, wisdom, knowledge increased. Thank you, faithful Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. That they will bring the environment into a total subjection of your word called peace. We say, let the atmosphere be filled with joy. Let the atmosphere be filled with understanding. Let grace array himself as our helper. That as we go home today, we take him on board. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise Master Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's pull up our Bibles and then our writing pad. It's a beautiful afternoon, and Grace himself is here to be our teacher. And the topic before us is I am that I am. Praise the Lord. You might say, oh, I am that I am again. But he is inexhaustible. Praise the Lord. You can't exhaust him. I am that I am is the totality of God. Praise the Lord. Let's open our Bible to the book of Exodus. Exodus 3:14. It says, and God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am, have sent me to you. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So this afternoon, I stand here to tell you that I am, have sent me to you. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Isn't it amazing? I am, have sent me to you. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Isn't it interesting that God has sent someone to you? Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. That means there is a victory note around the corner. Yes. The people were under captivity. They were under diverse problems. They had no ability. They had no future. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Because when you become a slave to someone, you become a slave to a man, you have no future. You've no vision, you've no dreams. Your life depends on whom, whatever your master says. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Until God heard their cry and sent a man to them. Praise the Lord. So today, God has sent me to you. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I am that I am means whatever you want me to be is what I am. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So it's a message God was telling his children, whatever personally you call your name and say, whatever I need God to be in my life is what he is. Praise the Lord. If you need God to be your deliverer, exactly what he will be. If you need him to be your wisdom, that is exactly what he will be. If you need him to be your helper, that is exactly what he is. Praise the Lord. So whenever you hear the word, I am that I am, it's a blank check handed over to you to put in, according to the word, your desire and cash in whatever you need. Praise the Lord. Let's look at the book of Jude. I need a Bible scholars. Jude chapter 1, Jude has just 1, verse 5. If you find it, I also need a microphone. Praise the Lord. Can you look for microphone for us? Jude 1 verse 5. Praise the Lord. He said, but I want to remind you, though you once knew this, that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed those who did not believe. Praise the Lord. He said, after God was with these people, He saved them, brought them out of mess, did mighty miracles in their life, but yet they were still serving God with unbelief. Unbelief is one of the things that God does not like to deal with. Praise the Lord. God does not like to work with people that don't trust Him. Tell me any one of you here who wants to have a friend who does not trust him or her. Raise your hand. No, if you have idea, maybe somehow someone told you that, oh, that person you called your very close friend doesn't trust you. Would you like to parley with that person again? Would you? I'm asking a question.
No.
No, the moment I know that, oh, you don't trust me enough, it's okay. That means the relationship is terminated. Praise the Lord. Unbelief means I don't trust you. You are an enemy. You can only trust someone who you believe in. Praise the Lord. Let's read it again. Jude 5. Jude 1:5. He said, but I want to remind you, though you once knew this, that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed those who did not believe. Praise the Lord. Maybe we'll read this. And the angels who didn't keep their proper domain, but left their own abode, He has reserved an everlasting chain under darkness for the judgment of the great day. Praise the Lord. My prayer for all of you today is that you will not serve God carelessly. A lot of people are serving God, but they are careless. You know, we respect people more than God. Praise the Lord. Let's look at 1 Corinthians again. We're talking about I am that I am. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. 1 Corinthians. Praise the Lord. If you find it before me, just go on and read. If I find it before you, then I'll read. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Praise Master Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Let's read. Maybe I just read it from 1. It said, moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers were under the cloud, all passed through the sea. All were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All ate the same spiritual food, and all drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. Remember, when God approached Moses, he said to him, I am that I am is going with you. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So now, 1 Corinthians is explaining to us deeper who went with them. The Word went with them. His name is Jesus. He's called the rock. That rock was the same rock that water sprang forth from and gave them a drink. That same rock is the cloud that overshadows them and protect them from heat and protect them from drought, from cold. Praise the Lord. So his name is the Word. I am that I am is Jesus. Jesus himself is the Word. Praise the Lord. Let's look at 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 6. We read 10 to 12. If you find before me, just go on and read. 2 Samuel 10 to 12.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So David would not remove the ark of the Lord unto him into the city of David. But David carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of the Lord continued in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite 3 months. And the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and all his household.
Amen.
And it was told King David, saying, the Lord hath blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertained unto him.
Amen.
Because of the ark of God.
Amen.
So David went and brought up the ark of God from the house of Obed-Edom
Amen.
into the city of David with gladness.
Amen. Praise the Lord. What happened to Obed-Edom?
Was blessed.
He was blessed. Why? Because the ark of the covenant was in his house. What is in the ark of the covenant? The 2 tablets of stone that Moses put into it. Praise the Lord. Let's look at 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 9. Praise the Lord. I'm taking you somewhere, so I want you to pay me attention and just write down the Bible passages. Later on, you can go on YouTube and listen to the message again. Praise the Lord.
1 Kings chapter 8 verse 9. There was nothing in the ark save the 2 tablets of stone, which Moses put there at Horeb, when the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel.
Amen.
When they came out of the land of Egypt.
Amen. Praise the Lord. He said nothing was in that ark except the Word. Except what? The Word of God. Praise the Lord. Written on a tablet of stones. The same ark, when the wrong man touched it, he was killed. Praise the Lord. When the wrong people were bearing it, they were not priests. Priests are the only ones allowed to carry the ark. It is holy. It is God himself. The word of God is God. He said the rock they drank from, the rock that followed them from Egypt to the wilderness, his name is Jesus. And Jesus is the living word. Praise the Lord. The same word was left in the house of Obed-Edom, and Obed-Edom was blessed. Everything in his house was blessed. he was multiplied within the space of 3 months, that the news went to David. David now got up to go and carry the ark. He was angry that why would God kill someone? Why would God kill someone? Because they are messing with him. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Let's look at Joshua. Joshua chapter 3. You find Joshua chapter 3. From 1 to 3, then 6, then 7.
And Joshua rose early in the morning, and they removed from Shittim and came to Jordan, he and all the children of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over.
Yeah.
And it came to pass after 3 days that the officers went through the host, and they commanded the people, saying, when you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites bearing it, then you shall remove from your place and go after it.
Amen.
5. And Joshua said unto the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. And Joshua
Praise the Lord. You can stop there. Let's go back to verse 3. Let's look at our Joshua again. Joshua 3 verse 3. He said, and they commanded the people, saying, when you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priest, the Levite, bearing it, he said, then you shall set out from your place and go after it. Praise the Lord. When you see the priest, then you look at the book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 6. He said he has made us priests and kings. Praise the Lord. So peradventure you don't know who you are. I'm here to announce to you that when the veil divided in the temple the day Jesus died, ordinarily, an ordinary man has no ability to know what is happening behind the curtain. You are not alive. You will fall down there and die. Do you get it? Remember, there's a man who touched the ark of the covenant because he was placed on a cart. And as they were moving, he shaked. And the man wanted to hold it from falling. The man fell and died. Why? He was not a priest. But in order to stop us from dying and to have access to the throne of grace, to know Jesus personally, to find the presence of God, the blood of Jesus went ahead of you. Praise the Lord. As we are seated here right now, there is a sprinkling of the blood. That is why the presence of God can come here now and will not slay a man. Praise the Lord. Because of diverse things we are involved in. Even ordinary gossip and lie. A man can drop dead in those days. And Ananias and Sapphira fell at the feet of the apostle and died just for telling a common lie, which we tell every day and get away with it. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
But I want to tell us, Jesus didn't die for nothing. He didn't die for you to be shamed or be ashamed or be put to shame or be reproached. He didn't die for you to be sick in your body. He didn't die for you to remain where you are and talk story from year to year. There is a purpose that you must know. If you receive the word of God without belief, it will profit you nothing. Rather, it might kill you. But it's not your portion. Because Jesus died in your place. They drank from that rock. But they drank in unbelief. Praise the Lord. They don't trust him. They don't believe he can do anything for them. They don't believe the prophecy. Praise the Lord. But if they were wise enough to see that the whole sea parted in their front and became a dry land, we might shake our head and think, oh, they are bad. But they are not worse than us. Praise the Lord. We have better opportunity than them. Christ hasn't died for them, but he was with them. The same way he is with us now. But they didn't have a written code except the Ark of the Covenant, which had the 10 Commandments in it. But as small as that word of God is, it carried power. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Let's continue. You're in verse 5. I want us to pay attention. We will not remain the same after this message.
And Joshua said unto the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. And Joshua spake unto the priests, saying, take up the Ark of the Covenant, and pass over before the people.
Amen.
And they took up the Ark of the Covenant, and went before the people.
Yeah.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, this day will I begin to magnify thee in the sight of all the Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee.
Praise the Lord. Can you stop there? You know, the first message God gave us in this house this year, it was Sister Chioma that gave that message.